Hi and welcome chart artists. As you can see, I'm looking at a golden cross over here, and from this article, just in Bitcoin made a golden cross for the first time in its history on the weekly time frame, where the 50 and the 200-day moving averages are crossing. Okay, so quite significant. We've had a death cross, which you can see over there, and now we've created a golden cross, which is considered an extremely bullish indicator in the market. So for the first time in the history of Bitcoin, we have made a weekly golden cross. So quite a couple of things I want to go through here. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin. Let's go through some of the market sentiment. Please like and subscribe to the videos for future notifications. Show your love towards the channel. Also, Bybit and Mexi, my two favorite exchanges I like to trade with. Please use my links to sign up and trade with me and show your love and appreciation towards the channel. Right, so this golden cross, the one thing that I have noticed, yes, although a bullish indicator, the one thing that I have noticed is when you make a cross, like you can see here at the death cross, is you made the death cross, you moved away, and then like a magnet you jumped back into the moving averages. Okay, consolidated above and then broke nice and high above the golden cross at the moment. So from a probabilities perspective, what tends to happen is when price moves away far from the moving averages and you see a cross, whether it's a death or a bullish golden cross, it acts like a magnet where it pulls price back into it for then continuation to the upside. And that line there looks like that 27, 28, 32, let's say between $32,000 and $28,000. Are we just going to see blast off and continuation to the upside, or will the golden cross pull the price back for a nice, decent, healthy correction for then continuation to the upside? Definitely something that I'm keeping an eye on. Also, Mikey Bull Crypto writes, Bitcoin is on its path to complete the bullish megaphone pattern. And when you look at this megaphone pattern over here, it's just connecting all the lows and the highs, where if you look at this little diagram down here at the bottom, where we've made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a short little correction and continuation to the upside. Will this time be different, or is this going to play out? And according to this analytics, it looks like the price of Bitcoin could reach here around the $80,000 to $90,000 mark. So where we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a shallow correction, and then continuation to the upside. Tony the Bull writes also about the golden cross. We've just zoomed in a little bit. I am still expecting a little pullback into the golden cross. Only time will tell. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin. We'll get there now. And this Mayer multiple indicator highlighted by Mostag is in 2015. You can see that we grinded against the green line over here and we had momentum to the upside. 2016, grinding on the green line, momentum to the upside. 2019, same thing. 2020, same thing. And now 2024, will this time be different? Currently grinding against the green line. Will we have a small little rejection for then continuation to the upside, or are we just going to blast off from here? Okay, so quite bullish sentiment in the market. Also looking at the psychology of the market cycle, where most believe that we are now inside the hope phase, where they still see the correction, which is healthy for the market, which will bring us to optimism, and then belief, thrill, euphoria to that $100,000 mark that most analysts are watching for, potentially the top of this bull market. We'll have to see and analyze the price as we move up. But for now, it looks like we are still early. If you're watching this show, we are still early. So any pullback is definitely an add to your spot bag position in preparation for the bull market to come. Fear and Greed Index currently sitting at extreme greed. Yes, we can still go a little bit further and stay there for a while before we start resetting and going back to neutral or to extreme fear. Just a small little indicator to keep an eye on. So say we have to be cautious. You want to sell the greed and you want to buy the fear. And at the moment, 76, we are in the extreme greed territory. Okay, then looking at the price of Bitcoin, what can we expect? Done a couple of preparations over here. We can go through some of the trends that I've got. And I've included this vertical box because of the ETF news that will be approved potentially tomorrow, or it's going to be delayed. We don't know what news is going to come out, but tomorrow we are expecting some sort of outcome in terms of the ETF, the ARK investment, potentially launching on the 10th of January. We'll just have to see. I don't have a specific time set for it, but it's going to happen tomorrow some way. So I'm just keeping an eye out on what price action is going to do inside of here. Okay, quickly going into some of the analysis, one could say, okay, we've been inside of this range for quite some time, where I've just marked it the 50%, the top of the range and the bottom of the range, where we finally broke through. As per my last update, we broke through this resistance and we have now flipped it into support. So I'm turning it green to say that this is now important support that needs to hold for continuation. And we found some momentum with high, nice green volume to the upside. We broke through that all anticipated yearly level that people have been watching with high volume. Can we keep the consolidation above for continuation to the upside? So I think what's important for me is to keep this yearly level, okay? Well, the consolidation above the yearly level. As soon as we're going to lose this yearly level and start consolidating below, we could see lower prices to come, potentially coming back to this support, okay, for potential bounce. We'll just have to observe for then continuation, or ideally keep this momentum and consolidation above the yearly level for continuation to the upside. So just keeping the analysis nice, straight and simple over here. Also, a lot of people tell me you cannot trade with only one trend line. You have to learn the most complex and difficult trading strategies out there. And when I switch on my trend lines, as you can see over here, I track this momentum here to the downside. If you played the breakout, you had a beautiful retest for continuation to the upside. Usually the 786 or the top are TP points that I would set out for this trade, but just again proving people wrong that with simple trend lines you can play nice breakout strategies to the upside, especially if you are in a momentum or a bullish momentum to the upside and bearish momentum to the downside. You will just reverse the strategy. So I just wanted to point out this simple trading strategy that trend lines can be very effective and profitable as a trader as long as you are consistent, you apply extreme good risk management, and you learn the rules about trend lines, how to track them, what to look out for, candle closing above the line, below the line, looking at whatever indicator you pair with the breakoff strategy, like CVD, one of my favorite indicators. The other thing I wanted to highlight is to say that everyone has been watching this triangle that's been forming over here. So if I switch off my daily analysis, just click it off, just clean it up a little bit here, is to say that, okay, we had a fake out to the top and a fake out to the bottom. Currently, we broke out, we retested it to continue to the upside. But we can't just remain bullish. You always have to have a bearish and a bullish scenario. What if this is the scenario? Okay, where we've made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is now an A, B, C correction to the downside. Just have to say it, love me, hate me, I just have to look at bullish and bearish scenarios, is to say that, well, if this is a B wave, and some people will then say, well, a B wave cannot be higher than number 5 because the 5 and the 5th and the final wave needs to be the highest point of the structure. Is you get B expanding flat targets, where when you take your fib extension tool from the top of 5 to A and you drag it across to work out the B target, you will see that we've hit the 1.236, which is a very common B flat target. Okay. The one scenario that I am keeping in mind is to say that, well, when you look at this parallel structure and not the triangular structure, you can see that we've broken out of this structure with high volume and we need to keep above it for continuation to the upside. Coming back into the structure, closing candles inside of this structure could mean that we are going to come back to the bottom again. Okay, so just something to keep an eye. We did hit a 1.236 common B expanding target. If this is indeed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an A, B, C correction now to the downside. all dependent on what's going to happen over here. And it's almost like the market is perfectly aligned for both scenarios. We've got a perfect bearish scenario that could play out if this news is bad, where the price will just dump. But also we have a perfect bullish scenario to say that we could be forming new fresh impulses to the upside, where this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, small little ABC correction and continuation to the upside. So from an Elliott wave perspective, the market really is divided 50-50. Very neutral is that the price of Bitcoin is actually in a place where we can go both ways, because it does make sense from a level and looking at the structure that we can go impulses to the upside or we can go corrections to the downside. So for now, we'll just have to observe the price reaction. And like I've mentioned, you want to see us hold above this yearly level in order for price to remain bullish. Okay, we also have some good resistance or strong resistance to the upside to say that, well, if this is potentially a wave 1, 2, and we are busy with a third wave to the upside, of which the 1.618 is a common target, it is in perfect confluence with massive resistance, where here is a macro 0.618 from the top of the bull market to the low that we've made, and also a monthly point of control, and also just slightly above this value area high of the bull run during 2020. Okay, so nice resistance and confluence here at the top is to say that, well, if this is indeed a third wave and we are continuing to the upside, this could potentially be a turning point where we could make a deep wave 4, a 5, just grabbing the liquidity on top for a deeper correction to the downside. Okay, but also we could turn around right over here where we are right now. Okay, currently it does look like we're breaking that little momentum that I've got there to the downside. So taking the scribble out the way, let's go into the 15-minute. Just want to see what is going on with price action over here. We can actually just switch this box off. Okay, currently it looks like we are breaking outside of this momentum that I've been tracking, and it does look like there's some nice green volume kicking in. So ideally, to remain bullish and for momentum to continue to the upside, you want to see some closing candles above this trend for continuation. This could have been an A, B, C wave to the downside. Let's just see if it did hit common C wave target. So from A to B, we reverse it. Let's check it out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 6 to the 1.618 are common C wave targets. So this could potentially be the end of the structure where this is an A, B, C, and we are now going to start making impulses to the upside. Okay, and that is basically my update for today. Please smash the like, subscribe to my video if you'd like to receive future content. Until the next one, cheers for now.